All right, so recording started. So good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great evening. I hope you had a great morning so far as well, or good afternoon if you're in Europe or Asia. So let's start with the news first, right? So just before going to TradersLab. So last night we had that US government shutdown. So we had a reaction. We retested that 21 DMA structure. We made another potential higher low. And what I like to see this morning is so far this news is digested pretty well. We'll have to see how it goes today. But so far, screen share. Yeah, I thought it was good with this one. Let me share the screen then. All right, thank you. So you can always look at my my feed, my webcam, but otherwise I think it's best quality with that screen share. So yeah, what I was saying is we're back above the daily reversal pivot. So for me, that's an important structure. That's where we broke that short-term downtrend structure with that new high. We retested that this yesterday, but with that government shutdown news, we went a bit lower, retested that structure, the recent swing high here as well. And we are back above the reversal pivot once again. So that's a good spot to be. If we continue to just build that sideways action, that kind of wedge as well, and eventually maybe later this week we have that continuation, that would be kind of the move that I'm looking at. Can happen earlier, can happen later, can not happen at all, and we start to break down. But so far that's the kind of support, and how I want to see buyers stepping in to defend those lower support areas, structure areas. All right, so that being said, and it was also the end of the month, so we're 1st of October. So you also see some weird move at the end of the month. So yesterday was a pretty strong close. And sometimes when you close the month very strong, you need to see that back test, that weakness to start the following month. And it seems that's what we have here. So the picture doesn't change, right? And as I explained yesterday, I'm keeping things pretty simple from now on because I have the uptrend picture that I want to just unplug a bit of the over analysis. I'm being patient with the exposure that I have, and unless we see red flags in this market picture, then I'm tracking and I'm basing my decisions on my portfolio and my own positions action as well. So price above a rising 21 DMA structure. We still have the McClellan summation trending up above the 10-day moving average as well, which is trying to kind of curl up from here. So that's good action. So we have price above structure. We have breadth expansion. So for me, that's all I need to know. And right away, I'm going to my portfolio. And that's all you need to know, right? At the end of the day, if the market is in an uptrend, Don't overthink every move. If the market get a reversal, if the market is getting kind of faded, that's the thing that happen in an uptrend. If you start to overanalyze each day and you get a fade and then you anticipate that the whole bull market is finished and is done, then you go all cash. But the market finds support at the daily structure, buyers are stepping in, and then you're caught to chase that trend again and battling to reopen exposure and all that. So I just found out that if the market is in an uptrend and you don't have red flags, don't overthink anything and just go for your setup, trim into strength, manage your open risk, manage your open heat, trail your stop to lock profit into that trend. And when the market will break, then you'll know your position will stop you out, and it's as simple as that. All right, so the stuff that I have still not the risk, so ANET. I still like how it acted yesterday. I think it's a very good setup, and it was added in the Focuslist as well. So we have that wedge action above the base area. We have higher low. We have that reversal pivot that was reclaimed and that we retested yesterday. So as long as we stay above that structure and inside the daily structure as well, then it's looking good on the right side for a potential kind of wedge breakout from here. TEM, it was open yesterday. Like I said, I like that larger setup of that base. We had that breakout, then that fail breakout, which usually traps buyers, which got shaken out and out of that. And yeah, I'm playing this a bit on anticipation, but I like the ILO structure. So that's always what I look for once we break. Yeah, I think, nah. Is everyone having the sound? I think that that's still the same problem. Oh, Vic is in UK and he has the sound. So, Carving, maybe just leave the session and join back in. Looks like it's good for everyone else. Thanks for the confirmation, guys. So yeah, I was saying on TEM that's the kind of action that I'm looking for below the daily structure, to play a bit on anticipation and being able to get very, very tight risk. So that's what I like to do later in the trend, when I'm just looking to add a bit of exposure but with minimal risk. I'm trying to find those kind of tighter spot, very much on anticipation, and try to get that position with small risk. So right now we have that initial leg down and rally into the daily structure. And then there's always two scenario, or there's multiple scenario, but what I'm building in my mind as scenarios from this point is two scenarios. So either that three scenarios. So either that we just reclaim that structure right away and we get that V-shaped recovery, which don't happen too often. But the second scenario is we get a rejection, and from that point there's two scenarios really. So either that you build a higher low, which means that buyers are defending this thing before we even retest that low, or we get a continuation of that reversal, of that rejection, and we make a new low. So when that happens, then it tells me that sellers are stronger, sellers are in control, and that downtrend can go for longer. But when I start to see buyers stepping in higher than the recent low, that we're reclaiming the recent swing high pivot, and we found support at the daily reversal, then it just tells me that buyers are stepping in, they are defending this thing, and it's looking constructive for a rejection and a reclaim setup right here. So that's really much on anticipation, but again, that's the kind of low risk entries that I'm looking for later in the trend. So either that it works and I get a good position size with low risk, or it doesn't work but I'm out with very minimal risk taken. All right, so let's look at the rest. Everything that is here is fully de-risked and in the money, as I was raising my stop loss along the way. So Tesla still acting very good. We have higher lows in that flag. Very strong close yesterday as well. We'll have to see how we handle that structure right here that we just retested. But if we have a breakout from here, then likely we could have that second leg higher. So we have that maybe like that, then like that. So maybe 520-ish, 500 to 520-ish. That would take out my 5R target as well. But yeah, that's a nice flag right here. And hopefully we can continue on that strength. AMD still setting up. We're still building higher lows on the right side. So unless we break that higher low structure and we reject the 21 DMA structure, then it's still a very strong and good looking long setup for a daily structure reclaim after a multi-week pullback. Uber. So yeah, another shakeout. Is someone surprised by Uber action? I'm not. But yet another higher low right at the 21 EMA. Buyers came in at the end of the session to close above the reversal pivot, to close above the daily structure. So once again, Uber keep chopping around. But if you're trailing the daily structure, then you're all good and just nothing to do at this point. Palantir, very good looking cup and handle once again. So we have that cup and handle with that 21 DMA structure retest. Yesterday was the reversal pivot reclaim. So I'm looking for a continuation and a potential larger breakout from here. Nvidia. So yeah, we have a proper multi-mount base breakout with the Apple's rally, and then everyone's get super bearish. But honestly, whatever happens from here, with Nvidia breaking to a new all-time high out of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks base right in the weekly structure with higher lows on the right side, and we get that breakout, and if it follow through and if we get continuation from here, obviously, but seeing Nvidia breaking out like that, I just can't be bearish on this market. Same thing for Hood. So leaders lead, we are out of that base. We had that retest, higher low pullback right here, and very strong continuation right now. So I have my 5R target a bit higher. So let's see if we can continue that strong uptrend, or we need to pause, to pull back, to digest. But so far momentum is there for Robinhood, so nothing to do for me. VRT, so I was able to take my 2-hour target yesterday, and I'm happy about that. It was a pretty big position for me. Just for the record, I'm still playing that weekly cup and handle setup, so I'm still very bullish on that one. But just know that we're getting right into potential resistance. So we have that July's high, we have that September high as well, and we're retesting that area. So do we need to tighten up on the right side, shake out a bit, create another higher low? That would be pretty constructive on the right side for building pressure for a breakout maybe later this week or next week. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for, VRT. That's why I was happy to take my 2-hour target and de-risk that trade as we were getting right into potential resistance. Let me just finish with the portfolio, and then I'll take up the questions. Oklo. So Oklo start to show some relative strength again. That's we're getting in an interesting spot. I'm still looking to add to this name if it's set up properly. I'm still not sure that it's fully ready yet. We're trying to build a higher low, but we're still not out of the wood. I would prefer to see it retest the 21 DMA structure. But with these kind of names, if the market goes, that's a leader. So you can look at the daily reversal at 116.87. It will be out of buy zone for me, but that would be a nice continuation confirmation if you're already with your runner. Warner Bros, nothing to do. Snow still setting up, right? If you're looking to get some exposure, you have Snow still building a higher lows right in the daily and weekly structure. You can play yesterday's high pivot for a daily reversal confirmation. But yeah, so far so good. It's looking good as well. And you have Micron retesting the highs. So right into potential resistance as well. I'm personally looking for maybe more sideways action as we digest the recent run up. So nothing for me to do. I'm still on my runner, and unless we retest the, yeah, well, we're so extended from the weekly structure as well. So that's not a spot that I want to add right here. What else did I have in the focus list? Let me look. All right, so we had AMD. We talked about that. ANET. Oh yeah, CLS. I think CLS looks very good. So yeah, we're building that range. We had that nice shakeout, and after the shakeout, looks who's in control. We have higher low structure as we retest the 21 EMA. So for me, buyers are still in control, and that reversal pivot is still in play from last Thursday. So CLS, we have CRDO. So CRDO is the same type of setup as TEM that I took on anticipation. So same type of PA, right? So we have that pullback, undercut of the 21 DMA structure, rally into it, rejection, and then you look what happens. It's not as strong as TEM, so that's why I didn't take that trade. It didn't reclaim the reversal pivot. It didn't reclaim the 21 EMA. But we're still trying to create that higher low. So you can look for the same type of setup. So 21 DMA undercut, rally rejection, higher low structure being made, and if we reclaim yesterday's high pivot at 150.26, then we have the higher low confirmation, we have that reversal confirmation, and that daily structure reclaim as well. So it becomes a pretty nice low risk anticipation setup right here on the pullback. And GEV. Yeah, so GEV still building that base until we give back that base. It's still building constructively. We're gapping down, so let's see how it reacts. But if it reclaims the 21 EMA, if it reclaims that reversal pivot right here, then we do have a strong long setup. And last one, Rocket Lab. I fear there's a lot of names on this one, but I still like the setup. So we're still building that big base. We still are building higher lows and 3 days tight. So they're inside. So we have 3 inside days. And if we we reclaimed the reversal pivot yesterday, but now gapping down with that US government shutdown news and probably open of the month. But if we reclaim that reversal pivot today, reclaim the 21 EMA, we do have a nice long setup to potentially play that larger breakout as well. So that's a great risk reward spot to engage in anticipation of the larger move. All right, so let's take up some questions. First one, CVNA. Yeah, that's a name. It just looked tired, to be honest. I don't think it's still leading. I think it's one of the biggest performers since the bear market ended. So let's say 2023, it's up like 5,000%. And each time that it's set up, looks like the sellers just came in super aggressively and were not able to sustain a move. Each time we test those highs, we get that supply and sellers are starting to pile in. So that happens pretty much every time we retest a high. We get mean reversion. So yeah, bigger picture, I'm not too high on Carvana. I think it had its time, but now feeling a bit tired on the longer time frame. So would you have bought Nvidia yesterday if you were low with your exposure? Not yesterday, no. I'm not the breakout trader. I really like to position early, as close as possible as the 21 DMA structure. And you see that right here. When it's red, it's out of my buy zone. So I want to get below 1 ATR from the 21 EMA and below 1.5 ATR from the 10-week moving average as well. So Nvidia was not. It was yesterday a breakout trade, which I'm not in. What I wanted to do though for Nvidia, and I really wanted to be more heavy than I am right now, is on Monday I had this on my focus list to add on this structure breakout right here. So I wanted to get really heavy on that reclaim pivot reclaim, but we gapped up, We never really retested that, so never gave me the entry that I was looking for. So I just kept my original position and was not able to add. But again, yesterday for me it was extended. It was a breakout setup, which I don't trade. Soon. So yeah, okay, not my type of name, a bit high on ATR, but that's not it. If I look left, right, every time it pops, it drops. Pops, drop, pops, drop, pops, drop, pops, drop, pops, drop. That's the kind of action that I don't like. So I understand you want to catch that, right? That's where we're in for. And it was trading a bit like that before that big run, so that's possible as well that we get a big run like that. And if you were to try to catch that big move, right now is certainly the place, right? So you have a strong pullback into the daily structure, a retest of the 21 EMA yesterday. You have a daily reversal pivot to play against, and you're still within 1 ATR from the 21 EMA. So if you, and you're retesting prior structure as well. So if there's a spot, this is it. But that's not a smooth ride. And yeah, you have to be ready to trim into strength pretty quickly if you play these. And just don't get your expectation too high to get that type of moves, because those really need strong market. And right now, despite the good action that we had in the last few weeks, this is not April's rally, and this is not a broad rally and a broad uptrend in the market. This is pretty thin participation right now, so you don't get those big uptrend like we used to see everywhere in the market. Okay, next one. So if Rocket Lab blasts through that pivot, do you immediately buy? Well, right now I'll talk about my game plan a bit later, but I'm not looking to add exposure unless we can trim a lot of stuff. And even then, if I trim a lot of stuff, it means that the market will probably be higher and a bit extended. So probably that 10 was my last risk addition. But yeah, if I see that open on weakness and reclaim that pivot, I would initiate, yeah. And if you cannot catch it, then you can look for that retest. But again, as long as, and okay, that's another point that I wanted to make. And it goes to my mindset, right? So go in my Git book and I'll read the first part about my mindset. I'm not thinking in setups. I'm thinking at the market level, at the portfolio level. So my goal is to catch the market cycles, the market wave, with the right names at the right time and at the right size. So for me, just having a setup is the larger picture of the setup, and if I'm able to get a good risk reward. Does it look constructive? Does it lead? Is it constructive action overall in the larger setup? For me, that's more important than to get the perfect entry. So if you start to chase perfect entries, you will choke those trades, because now you're initiating on the pivot and you see the pivot fail, and then you say, oh, the setup is failing and it's fading, and okay, I'm out. But what do you play? You have to play the market cycle. You need to just know that if you buy within 1 ATR from the 21 EMA, you're in a good risk reward spot. And unless that it breaks the 21 EMA, then the setup remains valid. Even if it fades, even if it wiggles around the pivot, whatever happens, it just remains a good setup in the larger picture, right? So what do you play? You play that uptrend, you play that base, you play those higher low structure, and you buy the good reward spot. That's what you buy. So do I buy the exact pivot? I don't care. Yes, I will, but I don't care. As long as we show constructive action and we're still within 1 ATR from the 21 EMA, that's my spot. I don't care to buy this thing right here at the end of the day, even if it's far from that pivot, but it's still within my buy area. And more importantly, we're still setting up and having that potential market cycle playing out with the price starting to trend above the daily structure, with breadth being still neutral, meaning that there's room from either side for the market to run, and the McClellan summation just starting to pick up speed above the 10 DMA. So that's what I'm playing, and then I'm trying to position in the strongest stocks at the best risk reward area. That's it. That's all you need. Stop about being obsessed with the perfect entry at the perfect pivot at the perfect price. At least with my experience, that's where you start to zoom in a bit too much and lose the larger picture. Oh yeah, we didn't wait. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of questions this morning, guys. Wait. Okay. Open. We were there. Look what we discussed not long ago. So we're still building that that classic wedge, classic pattern on this name. So I remember we discussed that on the reversal pivot right here. I think it was on this day. And I'm still seeing that pattern being built. We're still building lower highs. Let's look if we continue to build high lows. And now we have kind of that second pullback contraction. Look for that daily reversal. We have a potential higher low to play against. So yeah, it's setting up well. Don't expect that big push right away. Maybe not. But I'm still tracking this one for potentially another contraction on the right side. But if you're able to get in now and you're being able to be patient with your position, then that might be a good spot to initiate on weakness right in the daily structure. PSTG. Yeah, that's a nice delayed reaction. So you have that perfect peg high retest. You have that higher low structure on the right side as we retested the daily structure. We have that daily reversal reclaim attempt but failed, created that higher low, reclaim of the reversal pivot. For me, this is not in play because we're too extended from the weekly structure. But if you're into those kind of EP plays, peg plays, and like flags, then you don't care about being extended from the weekly structure. But for me, that's a no-go for that reason. HPA. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. So you have that base breakout uptrend, first or second 21 DMA structure pullback. You have that daily reversal, reclaim and retest. So yeah, you have a setup right here, seems to gap down, so you can look at the retest of the reversal structure right here. That could offer a good place to initiate against the low of the 21 DMA structure. And yeah, good point, we didn't talk about Bitcoin. So just quickly, credit spreads still looks very good. We had that lower high and second rejection of the daily structure, making a new low here, but let's see the open. Looks like a weird print. VIX spiked a bit on that government shutdown news, but so far we are having another lower high, another rejection of that structure. So that's good action, but we want to see that fail once again and start to break that 21 DMA structure. Bitcoin, that's yeah, that's the setup right here. I was expecting a bit more sideways consolidation on the right side here. We didn't get it. We're pushing right away. So at this point, this is not buyable for me. We are too extended from the daily structure. I would look for some kind of retest of that structure, or at least some tightness to let the daily structure catch up, give a proper low risk entry to play maybe that larger wedge breakout. EMBA, yeah, another delayed reaction earnings. We have higher lows. We have that reversal pivot that we failed, and yeah, that was weak yesterday, so didn't make it back to the reversal pivot. So a bit weak. I would not be in a hurry to go for that, especially with the weekly structure extension. But yeah, if you want to look as well. MDB, yeah, I remember we covered that. Once again, it's too extended from the weekly for me. And it simply goes with buying extended stock. So you have two time frames, right, that I'm playing, the daily and the weekly. So you don't want to buy daily extended, so I want to buy as close at the daily structure possible, but I always want to buy as close as the weekly structure as well, because yeah, the daily was extended, it needed times to pull back and digest, but the larger time frame does as well. So do we need to undercut the 21 DMA structure, the shorter term structure, and just digest more on the weekly and retest that weekly structure? That's a possibility. So that's why I have that weekly extension filter in my process. So right now MDB has that higher low structure being breaking down, but we're still holding those lows, that structure. So maybe look for some base building over a couple weeks. I don't know. That would be what I'm watching for. It would give time for the weekly to catch up as well. And Futu, for me, that's a no-go. That's Chinese related. And yeah, it's trading below the 21 DMA structure. It's rejected in the declining structure as well with lower highs. It's looking weak in my opinion. So we have that reversal pivot on the rejection and kind of a bear flag into declining 21 DMA structure. So if you have that daily reversal, so always look for both sides, right? If you have a daily reversal, a full daily structure reclaim, then obviously that downtrend is negated and you have your long setup. But if you start to get that downside reversal, then likely this pullback will continue. So Luis, I don't use intraday chart at all. All I'm using is daily and weekly. So no, I'm not using intraday entries. So true anomaly. So opening weakness plus reclaim or break of pivot and retest. Yeah, exactly. That structures, always draw your structures. So either a swing high pivot, a reversal. So when you're in a pullback structure, you take the last lower high, and if we reclaim that, that's your reversal pivot. Those base structure, those recent swing low and swing highs. So draw those structures on your chart and look how price is acting around them on the reclaims, on the retest, etc., etc. That will give you very good feedback on how the positions are acting and if the buyers or the sellers are in control. ORCL, yeah, just don't look that ready, but again, we're below that base structure. So for me, that flag, that quick flag that could have resumed higher is kind of done. But now you can look for potentially some gap fill, some retest of that base area. If we hold the 21 DMA structure, we still have a reversal to play. It reminds me a bit of AVGO. So look for maybe some shakeout action on the right side that would give you an entry, something like that. But yeah, I think it needs more time. What's the name for the so this one, that's custom. I shared it in the Git book, but there you go. All right, so 927. So again, game plan for me is not to add any exposure. I have the exposure that I want. I started to de-risk a lot of stuff. I really want to start to see those 5R targets being hit and to lower my exposure down and not being on margin anymore later this week. So let's see if we get some weakness today. That would be kind of normal to start the month, to also handle that US government shutdown news. So yeah, be patient if you have the cushion in your position, in your portfolio. Don't be too in a hurry to be aggressive. And yeah, don't forget to pay yourself, trim into strength, manage your open heat, and secure those profits in that market cycle. So the worst thing that you can do is open exposure, open exposure, open exposure. Don't trim into strength, and then when the market comes in, you're back to in a drawdown because you gave back all the profits on that market cycle. So you don't want that, obviously. So just make sure to trim into strength. And think at the portfolio level. Don't think that because you trim, you won't have size for the next 500% runner. Think in portfolio and manage your exposure to play that market cycle first. All right, so have a good day, everyone, and I will be in the trading pit once again if you have questions. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.